welcome everybody to the Replayer Podcast. You'll notice that it's me this week. I'm Pagan, I'm your host, and Dan is sadly absent. Dan is actually on a trip to New York for his first time, I think, since like the COVID lockdown and since he moved down to Texas with Brandy. So I hope he's doing well. But instead, joining me today are Erika and Maria. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Hello.
That's a mistake. You shouldn't have me back. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
You barely said a sentence.
Honestly, Maria, you were like 10th on the list. No one else was available.
Oh,
that makes sense. I'm okay with that.
Ouchie. She's like, as long as I was considered, I don't care what place I'm in.
Participation medal.
Yeah, participation medal. Yeah, pretty much. No, thank you guys so much for joining me while Dan is away. I'm running everything ourselves. So if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to the podcast on any of our podcasting platforms, you may notice some differences in the editing, and that is because it's all down to me this week, and I don't have them mad skills that Dan has. So it is what it is, right? Like,
get over it.
Is what it is, mate. It's fucking get over it.
In it, mate. In it, whatever.
In it. It's all right.
Whatever. Whatever, fuck it, mate, innit?
Do you know what? We went through a summer being like, is what it is, babes, because of Love Island.
I never saw that.
That's the reason? Okay.
Yeah, no, because a couple years ago, my friends were like and I was hanging out with my, this particular group of friends all the time, and they're watching Love Island, and I was so always left out of this conversation. And I was like, I kind of wish they just wouldn't talk about it, but of course they're going to talk about it because that's what they watch and that's what they're into. So I was like, right, I'm going to watch it. I'm just going to freaking watch it. And all they ever did was, is what it is, isn't it? Is what it is, mate. Is what it is. Like, can't change it. Fucking is what it is. And I was like,
actually,
what do you mean?
Funny story. I actually volunteered at this, there was like a kids camp type thing, and they were fascinated by my accent, and they're like, tell me how to speak English. And I went, just say in it after everything you say. And they're like, oh, have I got, where's my pencil in it?
What's my pencil in it?
Like, yeah, that lines up.
That's it.
Yeah, accurate. Yeah, for sure. I love it.
I am that quality of a teacher. Yeah,
I love it.
I'm that quality of teacher. There's nothing else. You can say everything in your own accent. Just ask in it or in it, bruv. At the end of
in it, bruv.
In it, bruv. In it, fam.
In it, bruv.
I just got a new light in it.
In it. Yeah, there you go. Wow, what part of England are you from?
It feels wrong.
It feels wrong.
Feels wrong.
It sounds.
I feel like I'm not allowed to. I feel like I'm not allowed to say it.
In it.
No. Oh my god! Of course you are. No, I think sorry. Before we were all on this podcast today, we were talking about accents and like mimicking accents and stuff, and I just think it's pretty fascinating. Yeah. But that's where we got the whole like anytime we're doing something in the house now, it's just in it. It is what is, isn't it?
In it.
From Love Island. I'm sure they have different phrases every season because it's different people and they all just say things differently. And I say things like, that's wild. And I don't know why I say that. I've never said that before. And yet in the last 3 days, I've noticed myself saying, God, that's wild. I'm like, why is it wild, Pagan? Who taught
Where
you
did
this?
that even come from?
I don't know.
Is it wild?
It's not. That's the thing, Maria. It's not even that wild.
It's not wild, is it? In it.
In it.
It's not wild, isn't it?
This podcast's a little wild.
It is.
It is. So this week we are back talking about retro replay and all things game and video related. So video and game related, something along those lines.
Okay.
There's English in there.
We meant what you knew.
Pop culture. We meant what you knew. What?
We meant what you knew.
Did we all just have a stroke on the podcast?
Yes.
No, I actually did
See,
that on purpose.
I'm here. That's the problem. I mess everything up. I have a reputation of breaking stuff. That's the thing.
Well, no, it's fine. It's fine. You've broken me several times, so we'll just. That sounds wrong.
We'll just keep it going.
Yeah, the phrasing. All right. This week though, we did have some exciting, I guess, news. We had PlayStation's State of Play, and then obviously the new Switch OLED model announcement, which was kind of like the anticipation for E3, and they didn't announce it at their E3 event. So, yeah, I mean, a busy-ish week in video games, although Gotta say, a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
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 I'll be honest.
That was-
There's not really a point in getting the new OLED Switch.
No, if you have one already, there's no point in
There's
getting
no
one.
point.
Yeah.
It just isn't.
No,
I agree.
That
It's just a bigger
sucks.
screen, and to be honest, you're not really going to notice it when you're playing it. It's like literally
No.
like a tiny little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
It
little
made me
disappointing.
sad.
I think the only reason you would maybe want to get it, especially if you didn't have one, is because of the storage. Like they've gone up, they've doubled in size, so it's 64 gigabytes now, which is very handy. And I'm sure like the sound quality is apparently better, and also your 7-inch OLED display, which is gorgeous, and an improved stand, etc. Like really nice things. But just no point in getting it if you've already got a Switch.
I know, like inches are important to a lot of people. But...
Well, as Uncle Noli said on to this week's Retro Replay episode, it's not size that matters, okay? God.
I'm sorry, fuck.
Oh my gosh. That was hilarious because the other thing I thought of was like, okay, how can I compare the size to the storage? Like maybe girth, you know?
What?
It's girthy.
It's girthy.
My goodness. How did we
Don't
get here?
Don't get women on a podcast.
Don't get
women on
That is not the type of like entertainment news we would be advocating for.
I will play off dirty humor as it comes to me.
Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Phrasing.
Oh my god. This has just gone to pot real quickly, isn't it?
You love us.
I do. But yeah, a little bit disappointing, especially because they didn't announce it at E3, which is where everybody was sort of hyped for it. Now that they did announce it, I kind of understand why they didn't at E3. Because it is kind of underwhelming. If they had announced this at E3, everybody would have just been like, oh, what?
Chat would have been on fire.
Yeah.
Because E3, like the Nintendo at E3 was really good. They came out strong.
Yeah.
So I think if they topped it off with this, everyone would have been like, oh, what?
Yeah, it's a bit
So,
disappointing.
yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I'd agree. But we did have some exciting news in the PlayStation world with State of Play. Again, I wasn't super overwhelmed or like whelmed. Can we just be whelmed? I wasn't impressed. Super impressed with anything at State of Play, because a lot of it we had actually seen before in like last year in PlayStation announcements. So we did get kind of sneak previews into what's being added into the director's cut of Death Stranding, and then we did get 9 whole minutes of Deathloop gameplay, which I think was the highlight of State of Play.
Yeah,
and they knew it.
I agree.
Like they knew it was the highlight. So how are you guys fixed? Like, what do you guys think about it? Have you played Death Stranding before? Let's start with Death Stranding.
I've seen it played. I haven't played it. And so to me, it kind of seemed a bit disappointing. Because, I mean, it's just, to me, like, I don't know, maybe I didn't get far enough into the game, but it was literally the walking simulator. Okay. And obviously, I was a little bit burned because, obviously, as you know, I'm a big Silent Hill fan, and it came directly after the cancellation of PT trailer, and that was what we got instead. So it kind of felt like a runner-up prize. It was like, oh, no Silent Hill, Death Stranding, and you're like, oh, what?
Right.
So, but I mean, maybe I need to give it more of a shot, and maybe with these updates, I'll go back and play it again by myself and see. But some of the updates are weird though. It's like, I don't know, I haven't played the game enough to maybe it makes sense, but there's like a mini racing game now. It's like Rocket League in
Fragile's
race track. That was the only thing that I was like, what?
Yeah.
But I watched Jacksepticeye play the whole thing, and the ending, like how it all tied together was fantastic.
Okay.
And I'll end it there. But I think the improvements that they have, because like the last time I was on the podcast, we talked about like the things going on with director's cuts, and I was like, it's just weird. But this looks like almost like a complete rehaul.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks like they're like, okay, here's all the things that seem to have gone wrong, and we're gonna add some stuff in to make it better. Just like some little quality of life things.
I remember when Death Stranding first came out, it was like, oh, it's different. Like, not everyone's going to like it. And it's like, this is the vision and this is this. And now it's like, everyone's like, don't know about that. They go, no, actually, this is the vision with the mini racing, and
Yes.
this was, and the
Right.
guy, so it's like no, that wasn't the vision. This was the vision. It's like,
yeah, let me give you
right?
more of what you were
Right.
looking for. Let me just
Yeah.
put some of that shit in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't seem to be changing the base game itself. They just seem to be adding on to it in some really good ways. And so maybe I will play it this time myself.
Yeah, I think so.
To really experience it.
Mm-hmm.
I need
think
to
that
see
looks
more
perfect.
of Norman Reedus peeing on mushrooms, I think. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, probably.
Isn't that something?
seen
Isn't that what he does? He like pees on mushrooms and stuff, like to get the thing.
Remember that.
Yeah, I remember that
maybe I
too.
missed it.
Maybe I've missed this. Maybe I'm not that far in the game. But what?
I remember seeing his butt.
Oh,
quite
hold the
frequently.
phone. The only time I've ever used the urine feature in that is if you're surrounded by like the stuff that's basically trying to kill you, the enemies in the game.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
They are, I want to say like allergic or something to human
To
like,
the acid.
biomaterial. So like you can make blood bombs and stuff like that as well, and you can throw at them. So when you're out of all of that, you have no choice but to pee on the Death Stranding, basically. So
I knew somehow peeing was involved, but I didn't
Yeah.
know that you could do it during combat.
for some reason, I cannot think of the name of them. Hold on, let me just Google it for a second. Beach thing.
Beach thing.
BTs.
Okay.
BTs.
Jeez, there we go.
I'm sorry.
That's what it was. Because I was like, it feels like they have a really prominent name.
Right, sorry. Okay, so the BTs, I actually didn't realize stood for beach things. Is like are the enemies, and they are like they have some sort of
Yeah.
a reaction to human biomaterial. So that's why you can actually just turn around and pee on them, and they can like go away, or you get space or something like that. So, but you run out, so you have to like drink beforehand, and then you have to pee. It's very complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It does look good though. So I think you made a really good point, Erika, because when you were on last, we were discussing like the need for a director's cut. We were like, this is kind of weird. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
However, this kind of gave us more of an insight into what is being added into the game. And it kind of gives you a little bit more like, oh, right. So they aren't changing the direction of the base game. You're so right there. But they are adding things like you've got the mini racing. There is also new weapons and tactics and stuff to get around the mules, which are just annoying in the game. I really hated those.
Those looked frustrating.
Right?
Yeah.
And the little robot that'll like carry you.
Yes, I saw that
It looks
because you
so
can get those
cute.
robots to help carry your cargo, but now they're going to carry you, which I think is really cool. A cargo gun, so you can shoot it across.
So it's the
jumping
Sam to our
bridges.
Frodo.
Yeah. So I feel like
We'll carry you.
I'll carry you. It's a very heroic moment. Sam is the real hero of that story. Anyway, that was way off tangent. Thank you, Erika.
You're welcome. Lord of the Rings is my specialty.
Yes, that's true. That's fair. That is fair. Yeah, but this does looks interesting. I think that it was interesting to get a small clip of that at State of Play. I wasn't expecting it. There are some other really interesting things that were showing at State of Play that are cool, but we've seen most of that before. So like Seafood, they gave us a bit more of a game trailer. Yeah.
Except for Jet.
Yeah, except for Jet. We didn't see that.
Jet.
Yeah, that seemed different.
It was different in like every sense, because when they specifically were talking about like the gameplay and like the creatures and the fighting, they're like, you want to avoid that stuff. You want to, stay backed away, let nature be its thing. And that is so different from all the other exploratory games where you want to go up close or you need to kill it, gather resources. Whereas this was like, this is more of like a peaceful approach to learn. I was like, okay, that's new. I don't think I could play it because I don't know if I could not go near things. But I really loved the premise of it. The
temptation is too strong to go.
The temptation is too strong.
No, I think it looked really good. I thought the mechanics of the game looked really interesting. It's like a flight game, right? You're flying.
Yeah, pretty much. And then on occasion, you'll have like visions or memories of like your life. But essentially, what did it remind me? It kind of reminded me of like the aesthetic of Journey.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's
Yeah.
what it reminded me of.
Yeah, no,
a calming, chill game.
Kind of reminded me a little bit like of No Man's Sky as well. Yeah, had like a bit of a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, So kind of like a No Man's Sky journey thriller.
Thriller.
I mean, talking of No Man's Sky though, the I've seen some things where there's a part in Ratchet and Clank where you get in a little spaceship thing, and I was really hoping that you could get in the spaceship and fly to the other planet seamlessly and land on the other planet like you do in No Man's Sky. And then when it went up and then it cut to black, I was like, oh man, I would have loved to just be straight to the planet. Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
I didn't play it.
Is there anything else in the state of play that actually stood out for you guys other than like the highlight, which is Deathloop?
There was that Hunter Arena that seemed kind of interesting. That was it was like Monster Hunter, and then it kind of turned into Soul Calibur. It kind of got these vibes where it was, you go and meet people on the road, and then it will go into like a fighting game type, unless I basically saw it the wrong way. But it seems like you meet people, and then it goes into an actual like one-on-one fight, like Soul Calibur type thing, and then you go. I'm just like, oh, interesting. But it seemed like there was a lot of fighting games. There was a lot of like they were coming out strong with the fighting games and stuff with like the Yakuza and things. But it was kind of interesting. Kind of different.
Yeah, there was a lot of fighting like arena games. But nothing else really stood out terribly much to me because I don't really play the arena games. I rage quit on those.
I don't play them either. I think the only thing that I would say is that Sifu, like the game choreography, looks incredible. And that's probably the one that stood out for me most in those kind of fields of games. It made me, and I actually remember the original trailer for Sifu, like when it first came out, was first released. I was like, oh my gosh, this looks really interesting. The art style looks fantastic. And then like watching it here in State of Play, I was like, okay, well, I'm probably not going to play this game. Just straight up not going to play it because it's not my style. It's not how I play. But I appreciated the artwork and the actual choreography of it because it was quite, it looks quite accurate. And I thought that was really cool. There's some cool stuff going on there. It gives me like John Wick vibes, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's probably just something I'm not going to play. It's just not up my alley. So if it is something that you will play, let us know in the podcast comments on any podcasting platform or here on YouTube. Cool. So let's move on then to the 9 whole minutes of gameplay from Deathloop, which, come on, has to be the highlight of everybody's state of play this year. Like, that was so cool. I really enjoyed watching that, and it's like one of my highly anticipated games of the year. So I really want to see it.
It looks so good, especially with like they were talking about the like you can rewind yourself twice before you actually die, and then the guy's like, "We killed you," and I was like,
and you can take stuff back. Like you can hold on to weapons and stuff. I was like, that's cool.
I love it. It looks so good.
That was the one, definitely the one for me that I was like, that's something I could actually get into. I mean, being a first-person shooters, I usually enjoy them pretty much, but I love that whole the time warp jumping back thing. That was kind of cool. And we got a good look at it as well. Like having a 9-minute gameplay thing, you're like, okay, I can get a good idea of what this game's going to be, rather than you get the game and you're like, this is nothing about what they said.
Yes.
Yeah, because it was actual gameplay.
Yeah, right. And it has that weird, like, the graphics area. It's got a Borderlands kind of graphic style to it, where it's not completely cel-shaded, but it has that, the way it's, the art design or something. It reminds me a bit Borderlandsy. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's interesting you say that, because it kind of actually reminds me more of, like, almost BioShock. Because of the enemies and like they're all wearing masks and stuff. Now that's not the case in BioShock, but at the same time, like it's just the same vibe.
It's the same vibe.
Yeah, and like the We Happy Few and things like that as well. It just seems like just seems to be an atmosphere in the game where everybody's just trying to kill you.
Oh yeah, actually, I can. Now I'm actually watching the video while you guys are talking, so I'm like, I can see that.
You know what I mean? It kind of gives me that vibe. It's I think Adam said something like it's almost as if Quentin Tarantino directed a video game, and I was like, that's a pretty good description.
It was pretty good. Oh my goodness, that fit.
I kind of like that. I do also think, now correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if you guys check this out, and in the comments you're more than welcome to correct me here. I'm pretty sure that you can play multiplayer and the other person is the other assassin trying to kill you.
Ooh. That sounds fun.
I think so. I think that's what I picked up from the trailer, and I probably should have really rewatched it since. But yeah, it just seemed like such a fascinating concept, because I'm like, that is so rage inducing that's going to break friendships.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I remember the first time me and my husband played for A Way Out, and then we got to that bit, like, and I was just like, I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but you're just like, really? Okay. So it's just like, yeah, we was looking at each other like, oh, we're doing this, are we? All right.
All right,
It's good.
then.
It's a good
We're gonna
game.
do this thing.
Cool. And then I just wanted to briefly move on to this week's Retro Replay content. Before I do, just to let everybody know that the Retro Replay website is still having the sale, which is moving 30. So I'll put that in the link in the comments below. If anybody is looking to buy any cool merchandise from the Retro Replay store, such as this really cool hoodie, which is awesome and very, very comfortable, by the way. Yes, Maria, go for it. Which is really nice and very comfortable. You can get it at 30% off with moving 30 at retroreplaystore.com.
Yes.
Retroreplaystore.com.
Or if you want an old couch, you can get that.
It's sold
it's
for
sold.
$666.
666, and it was
I know.
like within
Same.
minutes. Yeah.
Right? I was like, who?
Retroreplayshow.com.
Yeah, I was like, who bought the couch? I still need to know.
I don't even know, and I don't know if they know. Like where is this couch and where is it going? Can we all come over and like sit on it? Like
sit on it.
Yeah. Can we just?
What was the code again?
Moving 30.
Moving
and
30.
It's all capitals.
She's buying stuff right now.
She's buying
like,
stuff right now. This is the best advertisement I've ever done because Erika has actually taken to the store right now to buy something.
I'm buying that hoodie.
Yes! It's so comfortable. I cannot tell you how much I recommended it. Tahu actually bought it off my recommendation as well. And then he got Get Good merch too, which is all like really great quality merchandise. Like when I bought the t-shirts and when I bought the because I have pretty much all of the t-shirts. And when I bought the hoodie, I was kind of expecting, when you get merchandise from like accounts and like YouTube accounts and YouTubers, stuff like that. Some of them are not always good, very good quality, but these are so good. Like these are so soft. I got the Get Good
t-shirt, and it's like the colors are like really bright and stuff. It's really nice.
No, I totally agree. And it washes really well. I have probably worn this hoodie every single day since I've bought it, and that's no lie. And that's like, I'm not getting paid to say this or anything. This is not sponsored.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm genuinely not. I actually really love this hoodie, and it hangs at the back of my door. And every morning I get up, I just put on the hoodie instead of like a nightgown or anything like that. I just put on a hoodie, and because it's a zip up, I prefer this to the the overhead hoodie. And I love my overhead hoodie, but for winter. Because with this one, I'm like, oh God, I'm really warm, and you can take it off.
Well, sometimes I'll be like, I'll lay on the couch and I'm kind of snuggling if I've got like a hoodie on, and I wake up and I'm sweating and I'm like, get it off me!
Yeah,
get it off!
That totally happens to me. I thought that was just me. Good to know.
No,
I'm like,
it's
so warm. Get it off.
The only thing I wish I could change was the shipping. I only have two options for shipping: $10 or $33.
That's the company they ship with, and I'm very sorry. It's like some sort of
honestly, it's fine.
Yeah, and
the code covers the shipping anyways.
I was just gonna say,
so
especially for European customers as well, because shipping can be quite expensive because you'll also be paying customs when it comes in. The 30% off discount. If you're buying like your large quantity or whatever, that is going to cover all of your shipping costs anyway. So I feel like this is a great time for any of the European audience for Retro Replay. If you're looking for merch, this discount will cover that shipping cost at least. So look, I order stuff from America all the time, so I'm used to paying customs tax. It is what it is. It's just a tax that's in your country.
Yeah.
Please feel free to look up your customs tax in your country on your websites, on your government websites, and also it should be available on retroreplaystore.com to say, like, I think it's in one of their frequently asked questions.
Yeah. Yes, I used to have to pay it quite a bit. I mean, it is annoying, but it's nothing. It's just one of those things living internationally.
Bad as it could be.
Yeah.
No,
and
it's not.
Yeah.
If you're in the US and you buy the hoodie, the discount's $13.50.
That's good.
That's a lot.
On the hoodie. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, cool. Okay. Order is placed.
Yeah!
Yay! We sold it.
Oh my God.
I can add it alongside my mug.
Oh my God, I love the mug too though. And you know what? I actually didn't think I could. This has just been a rant about merch. The mugs, I love like cool mugs, but I never put them in the dishwasher because I'm afraid to. That actually goes in the dishwasher and it's fine. Like I use that mug all the time.
Because this one has the signatures.
Yeah.
So I can't watch that one.
Yeah,
I'll
you
watch that.
can't.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would
can't
love
do that
a
with that
freaking
one.
mug. Oh man, I have to get in touch with Drew and be like,
I got
listen,
I
buddy.
got the last one when it was sold. They're like, there's one left, and I was like,
I'm just
and I
gonna
bought it.
fly to LA with all of my merch and be like, guys, I need
Sign it.
signatures on everything, please. Thank you.
Right?
Yes, for sure.
But as a Christmas present, it's like, this is what I want for Christmas.
Yes.
Sign all my stuff.
And I'm 30 this year, and I'm getting married this year. Retro Replay.
You're the best year ever.
Yeah.
Do it. Right?
We're
Crack the merch.
gonna make this happen.
We're gonna make it happen. But yeah, cool. So if you guys want to buy any of the merch that we're talking about, again, retroreplayshow.com. I think it's /store, but if you go there, I'll put in the links in the description box on here in YouTube or on your podcast platforms. Feel free to click it, and the code is moving30. It is a limited code. However, they don't have a date to remove that code just yet. So while it's active, get it while it's get it now while it's active, basically, because I don't know when it's going to just disappear.
Well, and Erika, do it right now.
And while you're there, you can check out some of the articles on the website.
I was gonna say, and
That
while
is
you're
true.
there, have a little peruse among the articles on the website.
Not that I've written anything anytime soon.
No. Are you a writer on the
What?
website?
I'm a
What?
writer. I just basically go "Bleh," and then send it to the editors. And I'm
That's
like, make
perfect.
something.
No, I've
make
read
something
some
out
of
of
the
that.
articles. The articles are great.
They're like, wow.
I'm a thespian.
I'm a thespian. Oh wow, I haven't heard that word in a while.
I'm not a writer.
I'm
I'm
a
a
writer.
speaker.
We don't judge any
Kinda.
sexual preference on the show, Maria. So don't worry about it.
No, we're going
Good
down that
joke,
road.
everybody calm down.
Everybody just
Right?
chill.
Just kidding. No, but I actually think the website is an incredible place for replayers to come together, fans of the show, to actually start exhibiting their own talents, and being able to write for the Retro Replay Show website is just an incredible feature that they've added because they want to involve the community and help the community with their pursuits in writing and their career. So if you are interested in that, send them an email over to members@retroreplayshow.com. I will hook you up with Brandy and Steph, and they will help get you on the website to get your articles published. And then you will be like Maria, who will be published. Do you do one every month?
I'm trying to, yeah.
Okay.
I already
That's
have
awesome.
another one submitted, so yeah, so I'm pushing them out.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yay.
So make sure to send in your submissions, and we'll get you published just like Maria here on retroreplayshow.com. Have a good browse. And then this week's Retro Replay episodes, we had Trailer Talk Live with the Jungle Cruise, which was myself,
Oh my
Paul,
gosh.
Drew, and Stephanie. And then we had another Return of Uncle Noli episode on Thursday.
Uncle Noli knows.
Sometimes.
Who does the Uncle? I don't know if this has been answered, but who does the Uncle Noli knows song? The actual
Yeah.
Uncle Noli knows.
I believe
Who does-
Drew actually did answer this on the show, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was outsourced to a local studio. Like, it was outsourced, and they were like, "Hey,
Oh, okay.
this is what we want," and then they had done like their version and stuff like that, and that's what got used.
Oh, okay. I was just curious because I was like, who
Fantastic.
did
As far
that?
as I know, I wish I could tell you it was just Drew in all different harmonies. In fact, I'm gonna change my answer. It's Drew.
Yes, it
in
was-
all
it was
different
Drew.
harmonies. Wow.
Wow,
It pro-
Drew.
It
You're
probably is
talented.
funnier if it was Drew and just being like, Uncle Noli knows.
Deadpan.
Deadpan.
Really deadpan. Perfect. I would love a
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometime.
Occasionally.
And then his internet cuts out like halfway through.
So the Jungle Cruise we spoke about on Trailer Talk Live, which we are now doing every Tuesday. It's not always live, just so that everybody knows it is not always live. It does depend on schedules, scheduling conflicts, and this week obviously we did only have 4 of us. Nolan and PJ could not make it due to scheduling conflicts, but I do find them fun, and I find that it's great to have. We had Louise back on the show, so thank you, Louise, for coming back. It's so great to have replayer input live with us.
I always do whenever one of the replayers comes on one of those shows. I do the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where I'm like, yeah, I know him.
I know that person.
I know him.
Oh man, there's the Riverside thing you guys use. I have been working with their customer service because
Is it not working
every
for you?
time my name, no, it works, but
Oh.
every time I try to use my name, it just has that random thing that I typed that one time as my name, and they're like blown away. They're like, we don't know why your name is like this or what's happening.
No.
So anytime I message, it looks like my name says, well, that's cool.
Yes. I've noticed
then
that in the chat, and I was like, why is that person called that? Like,
And so that's why I've been
hilarious.
tagging everything I say is dash on to win, because I'm like, I can't fix it, and their customer service doesn't know why.
can you try an incognito browser?
Oh,
Maybe. Yeah, that
So
might
that
be
it
it.
doesn't remember that you've been in there before.
Oh, you smarty pants.
Oh, she has a smarty pants.
No, that is Mr. Sparty Pants.
Sparty
at
Pants.
Twitch.com.
I'm so sorry.
That's Mr. Party Pants. Mrs. Party Pants.
It's Mr. Party. You.
Mr. Party Pants.
It's
I'm gonna
Mr.
try that next
Sparty
time. That's
Pants,
a
but
great
we fuck
idea.
with them all the time. It's like Mr. Party Pants.
I need to make sure that when I'm doing Zooms, before I go onto a Zoom thing, that I have to recheck what my name is and my background before I do a Zoom call, because there's probably some running joke that I did from the last Zoom call, and it probably is really inappropriate when it comes up. So I always have to check that my last,
That's
because
a
I
good
actually.
shout.
Yeah, so when I did, because we were going to do this on Zoom today, I came up, and the last time I Zoom called was when I got that picture of Pagan's face on the island
yeah.
thing. That's in the background, and I was like, yeah, I can't have that.
Oh my gosh.
Those Zooms are great,
would've been
Crack, actually. Like, whenever we put the names in the back. Was that the Drew's soup Zoom?
Or the Altered Beast one.
The Altered Beast Zoom, yes.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, it's the monthly Zoom calls that you get either with the crew or with Nolan, Liam, or Todd, or the cast.
Sometimes both.
Sometimes
I'm working on
Liam and Nolan.
Yeah. Yeah, which is it's a monthly benefit that you get with our memberships on retroreplayShow.com. If you want to have more information about that, you can check it out on either the website or on YouTube /Retro Replay. They actually will have a membership tab section where you can go through everything. The memberships that include Zoom are Drew's Soup and Altered Beast, and they are fucking delightful. It's great, Crack. It really does help. Like, it just changes my whole week getting to see everybody on there, and I'm sure it's lovely to get to sit in with Nolan or sit in with Liam once a month.
I just love the fact that, like, I'm like at work, like having a rough day or something, and then I see my YouTube icon gets a little bell next to it, and I'm like, oh, please let it be a meeting.
Oh, yay!
So I'm like, yeah.
I'm up for this promotion at work, and I told my husband that the first thing I'm gonna do is up my retro replay.
Oh my god! No way!
I was like, honey, this is the first thing that I'm doing, and I'm letting you know now. So when it comes out of our account every month, this is my reward.
Nice.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I did. I got my I'd been doing it for a while. I was a member, and then I was like saying to my husband, I'm like, I want to up my membership, and he's like, go on then. And I was just like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? And I'm like, well, I'm like a kid at Christmas. I'm like, well, I'll mow the lawn, and I'll do these things, and I'll make sure. And he's just kind of like, hey, go on then. And I'm just kind of like, and that immediately, I just upgraded my membership.
That's so cute. Oh my gosh.
It's so adorable. And I think it's fucking awesome that you get to, like, hang out with, like, not only, like, Nolan or the crew, but, like, with everybody else in your membership tier. I think that's really fun, and everybody seems to get on really well, and they have good rapport, and I just think that's really nice as part of
the thing is, I actually got to meet 4 of the other replayers like last week.
That's right.
Because we went up to Michigan, and on the way back, as we was on the way to Michigan, we usually go through the Wisconsin way, and it's like a 12-hour drive. And on the way back, I was like, who's in Michigan? And I'm like, Aaron's in Michigan and stuff. So I text Aaron. I'm like, hey, we're coming back your way. Do you want to meet up? And then he's like, hey, do you want to meet Andrew? And I was like, yeah, I want to meet Andrew. And so we all got together. And so, and the thing was we all walked into the restaurant, and, Aaron and Candice were sitting there and stuff. And it was like we knew each other forever. It wasn't, there wasn't the awkwardness. It wasn't like, oh hello, I'm Maria and stuff like that. It was just like, hey. So we just like picked up the joke. It was like having a Zoom call, but like right there, you know. So it was really nice. It's cool.
So sweet.
Yeah, when replayers meet.
Oh, yeah, it's just adorable. Every time I see the photos, I'm like, this is so cute. Like when Brandy and Dan met Louis. They met up with Louis, and I was like, this
Louis
is so
is holding him
cute. Like,
my favorite is how like apparently everybody underestimates how tall Dan is.
Oh yeah,
so, like when they meet him, they're like, what?
Yeah. We had this conversation like probably in the beginning of our show, like maybe the first or second episode, and we were talking about how I had met Troy at a convention, and Troy is like 6'2", 6'3", or something like that. He's just really fucking tall, basically. And I'm 5'4", so I was like, hello, it's lovely to meet you. And he's like, oh, I think I'm taller than Troy. And I was like,
what?
Dear God.
Like, crazy, yeah.
If I met you in person, I'm like, hello, that's gonna be a very funny
Pagan,
photo.
now I really want to meet you.
Yeah.
Because I'm almost 5'10".
Oh my God.
That's the thing,
you're very
everyone
tall.
says to me, they're like, you're really small. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm really small. Because I met Snape Fantasy as well in Indiana, and she was like, you're really small. I was like, yeah, I know.
How tall are you?
5'1".
Oh my God, you're shorter than me.
Yeah, I am.
I'm not the shortest here. I'm very excited.
Yeah, that's why I'm Pocket Ninja.
Oh,
because I'm tiny.
So much more sense now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
you
my
know
gosh,
what blew my mind?
cute.
This is gonna be like, so I'll probably cut this out. But what blew my mind recently was actually finding out Kim Kardashian is also 5'1".
What?
Yeah.
Yes. That blows my fucking mind, because I was like, what?
Yeah,
my brain could not do the mental gymnastics to actually accommodate that image.
I met
she's really small, like teeny.
Yeah. I met Gillian Anderson at Comic-Con.
No,
and Mulder and Scully. I met both of them.
Yeah.
And she's tiny. She's shorter than me. She's like, and there's a picture of them standing together. So she must have stood on a box while they were filming or something, because when you stand together, she's like up to his chest. Yeah. Like, so I was taller than her in the photo, and I'm just going, she's.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was almost as tall as Chris Evans.
Yeah.
No way.
Like, he was only a couple inches taller than me.
And I was wearing like flat. Over 6 foot?
I think he is.
Okay.
There's a really hilarious photo from Comic-Con that I have. I met the Hound. I met the Hound from Game of Thrones. And
he's so cool.
And I got a picture with him, and I'm up to his chest.
Oh my God.
So he's like towering above me, and I'm like, hello.
That's so cute.
I'm just kind of like, hi, you're really big.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, I'm average height. Like, I'm like 5'4" is kind of average height, like 5'4", 5'5". So like, if you're shorter than 5'4", you're considered short, and then if you're taller than 5'6", you're considered like tall. And I'm just like in the middle. And then when people do meet me and they are taller than me, they're like, "Wow, you're really short." I'm like, "I'm average height. Thank you so much." I'm like, "Excuse me."
I see. That's why I keep saying, because I'm like, I'm above average. I'm not an average height. I'm above average. So everybody's shorter than me.
I'm not. Cool. I'm not
I wish
short.
I was 5'10".
I'm not short. I'm like vertically challenged.
5'10".
Vertically challenged.
You grow to how awesome you are, and it just took you a shorter amount of time to get to how awesome you are.
Oh,
I'm not that awesome.
That's adorable. No, out of this group, then you're the most awesome. So
it just took me a long time to get to my awesomeness.
Your awesome spurt.
The awesome spurt. We have tangents.
Speaking of, if any retro replayers are in Utah and they go to FanX, let me know.
Oh, okay. When's that on?
See some people. It's the mid-September. I think it's 17th through 19th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
there is a local Comic-Con coming into Wales, in Telford, and there's quite a lot of replayers going to that.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
right.
very nice out in November. So yeah, and Troy's going to be there, and the Ruby crew will be there as well. So it's going to be a really cool. There's some really cool guests as well. John Rhys Davies is going to be there.
Oh,
nice.
I know.
I have a fun story about that.
Oh, do you?
So, I get kind of really emotional sometimes, if you didn't know this already.
cute.
So he came to so it's essentially Salt Lake Comic-Con, which is FanX. And I I was on a panel and I had finished and I was walking around because like if I see somebody and I don't have to meet them, I just like seeing them and knowing that they exist like fulfills my heart.
Just
but
knowing
like
that they're alive.
knowing that they're like actually real. And John Rhys Davies was there talking to his fans and I'm like starting to get like emotional thinking about it. Nothing really happened. But like he's sitting there just like talking to his fans, is like so happy. And I'm just like standing there watching, just like
tearing up.
Gimli's real. I just like was just standing there like watching and like crying almost.
It's adorable.
Because Lord of the Rings is like one of my most favorite things ever. And just like seeing him there, I was just like, my life is made. Like I haven't even met him.
He's
and my
a real
life
person.
is made. He's a real person. And so I kept thinking like recently, because I'm like, if I plan on meeting people, I don't want to go up being so emotional like this.
Yeah,
I
like a weird
to, like,
fan.
Yeah, like I need to like
so
get it
cute.
together. And so I was thinking like when I up my retro replay like membership, I'll use those Zoom calls as like a training.
Oh my god.
Because like talking to Nolan or even like meeting Steph or you, I was just like, that's so cool. So I like use it as like an emotional training for when I meet other people.
You were so adorable. I actually think, didn't you message me to say that you cried
Oh!
when Retro Replay started following you on Twitter? You're
They
so
follow
cute.
me. They follow me on Instagram,
Oh,
and
on Instagram.
I like what I'm doing right now, like nerd weeping. That's exactly
Nerd
what I
weeping.
did. I messaged, I like screenshot it and sent it to my husband, and he didn't see it soon enough, so I ran downstairs and was like, "You're not checking your messages fast enough." And then I sent a screenshot to like, because I have a gamers group at work, and I sent it to them, and I was like, "Guys, this is so cool." And then I sent it to like my like close group of friends. I was like to like everybody I knew.
Oh, my cheeks hurt. Oh my god.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh my gosh, I like died. I was so happy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But that was.
I mean,
we all have
the Zoom calls are kind of like that, though. They are a little bit like you watch them and you're just kind of like, no person's there and I can talk to them.
Right? And so like I have been holding off going on to like, because I really want to do the trailer talk and like come on and do something. But like I'm also like, if I do that and Nolan is there, like this is gonna be really embarrassing.
Hello.
No,
Hello. You got
just like get on.
It's
And
not
I'm like,
embarrassing. It's endearing. Please
I'm just like,
come
oh
on
shit,
and cry.
hi. I'll teach him how to pronounce my name.
Yes. Oh yes, please do. And he doesn't mind being corrected, especially if it's your name. So yeah, no, please do.
It's my nerd name.
Just don't come on and just be like, I like your face.
All right, thank you. Bye, Dan.
Hi.
And then just hang up.
I just wanted to say, I like your face.
Honestly,
Hello.
I'm actually I'm so impressed that we haven't been trolled. Right, because it is a members only thing. Like you can only come on Trailer Talk with the members only thing. But I'm really surprised that nobody's come on to be like, oh my god, and then just hang up. Like I just haven't, like we haven't had anything like that, and that's really.
I could do that.
Yeah,
I could do that.
Because it fucks up my overlay, Maria. Fuck you. But yeah. Speaking of Trailer Talk Live, didn't we have content to talk about? Probably not, actually.
Probably.
We had Jungle Cruise. There we go.
We did have Jungle Cruise. I have no idea how I'm going to blend that in, but yes, Jungle Cruise is great. No.
Oh, I just want to follow up real quick, because I was thinking about when I said I met Chris Evans, I like almost blacked out.
Oh,
when
for
I met
sure.
him.
I probably would have. Where did you meet him?
He was at Salt Lake Comic-Con.
Is this
my
big
sister?
thing? Like, was he a really big thing at that time, or was he just like, like he was Captain America at that time?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
This was 2018.
Oh, crap.
He was in between, so like the photo, he looks really small because he was in between filming and he just wasn't as bulky as he normally was. Yeah. But like we both have, like, Chris Evans has pretty bad anxiety, and I think he could sense that I did too. And
That's
so
cute.
like we had really nice like, hi, how are you, kind of stuff. And I started to walk away because I was just like freaking out. He grabs my hand. He's like, you look just like my friend, blah, blah, blah. You're so beautiful. And I was like, what? And so I like, as soon as I was like, thank you. And then I walked out. I had to sit on the floor to stop myself from passing out.
Oh my god, you were
Wow.
like you were legit gonna pass out. Like, is this a real thing?
Yeah, the family behind
Oh my
me was
God.
like so excited for me, and they were like, you looked like you were gonna pass out.
Aww.
And I figured I should follow up with that since meeting John Rhys Davies from a distance, I cried. And saying that I met Chris Evans was probably going to raise some questions, so we can continue now.
Excellent. Thank you. Was there anything else that you guys want to talk about before we closed the show today?
No.
This most recent Uncle Noli Knows was freaking hilarious. And
Yes.
I absolutely loved it. And it was nice to have him back for a little bit longer period of time.
Mm-hmm. I gotta
really good.
say though, like, I mean, I absolutely love Nolan and I love Uncle Nolly Knows, but the editing is just
Oh my gosh.
chef's
Yeah.
kiss. Stephanie, you're a
Steph,
fucking genius.
The shout out to the thumbnail, the little
Yes,
the
the
Monty
thumbnail.
Python thing. I'm like, yeah.
I
Yes.
died laughing. Steph is just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
totally
Oh my
agree.
goodness.
She's just
I just like
genius.
I probably spawned a lot of it, but when we put you on Twitter, we just started doing a bunch of gifs from like Monty Python.
Oh,
It's just non-stop.
amazing!
They're just like, just take it down. It's stupid. Don't go there. It's such a silly place.
Yeah.
It's a silly place.
On second thought, let's
It's a
not
silly
go
place.
there. It is a silly place.
It's a silly place.
Adam knows
That's
the
too
whole
cool.
like we are the knights who say ni. Like we are no longer the
Ni.
knights who say ni. We are the knights who say, and then Adam knows the whole thing, and I'm like,
Dang.
I thought he like, and it was really funny. I only discovered this in the car when we were going somewhere, and we made the reference, and he actually did the whole thing, and I started laughing so hard that I'm pretty sure I had to pull over, and I was like, "Did you do the actual thing, like, or did you just make that up?" He's like, "No, that's the actual thing," as if I'm like offending him to be like, "I made it up." I was like, "That was the actual thing from the movie." I was like,
Dang.
"Oh my god, I'm so impressed."
That is really impressive.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna get married to him. So there you go, folks. That's the key. That's the key to a woman's heart.
Although when Nolan was
Monty
like,
Python
you know, does long distance relations work? And he was like, no. And I'm
No.
like,
It just ended.
And I'm just like, hang on.
I
No,
would agree.
sometimes they end up in a 15-year marriage.
Yeah.
Boom.
Tell him, Maria. Fucking tell him.
Yeah,
Take
girl.
that shit out, man. Yeah. Because that, yeah, he was like, "You long term?"
Yeah.
No. Boom. And I was like,
No. Okay, then fine.
I think you'll find.
Studies say.
Yeah, but how
So
could
you
you make that
say.
funny? You know?
I'm gonna write an article about that. I'm gonna be like, proof that Uncle Noli doesn't know.
Yes.
Oh, I love this so much.
And then just finish it with Uncle Noli knows he doesn't.
Oh my
Yeah, well,
gosh,
I mean, yeah,
please
yeah.
do this.
I would love to see the Aunt Maria's like comeback, clap back.
Yeah.
Clap
That'd be
back,
freaking
girl.
awesome.
All the reasons Uncle Noli doesn't know.
You just like go through all of them and you like have bullet points. It's like, according to this study, here's the link. And then you go to the next one.
I would then
Should
like
we
watch
watch
a survey?
an Uncle Noli episode reviewing that article.
And then he has to like redact his statements and stands up podium and he's like, he's kind of like, I am sorry for offending these people.
Uncle
No,
Noli don't
what
care.
he would do is he would look at it and he would just rip it and say F you.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck you.
You know what I think about that? Toilet paper. That's what I think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be
Oh my
worth
gosh.
it.
Worth it. Totally
I-
worth it for the laughs. Yeah.
I think this needs to happen.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Where's the petition for me to sign it?
Creating one right now.
Excellent.
You
I'll
can't
sign
really
it like I just
I'm
bought
not really
Retro
signing.
Replayed merch.
Yeah, fuck. Can you cancel that? No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's been such a pleasure to have you guys. This is your opportunity to shout out any of your socials or where somebody can find you. So Erika, we'll start with yourself. Where can people find you if they're looking for you on the internets?
On the internets, I am Ondoin everywhere. I'm also part of Level 1 Geek, who does live stream TTRPGs like Dungeons and Dragons. I have my own podcast, The Let Us In, that is we are
love that.
recruiting 2 new cast members. So we're gonna start interviews this coming 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we don't know when season 2 is coming out, but it's in progress.
Yay! And that's a D&D related podcast, right?
Yes, so we actually changed it. So I'll make this really short, but there was a Kickstarter a while ago from one of our friends. These 3-4 friends got together and created this TTRPG called Arium, and it was originally supposed to be like a writing challenge kind of a thing, but it turned into world creation, and so we changed our podcast to be Arium every season. So every season we will create our own world and our own everything.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing now.
I love that. It's like American history, or what's it called? American Horror Story?
American Horror Story.
Yeah, American Horror Story.
Nice.
And it just changes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's awesome.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Erika. And Maria, where can we find you?
Pocket Ninja 85 on Twitter. And Pocket Ninja 85 on twitch.tv. I haven't streamed in a while, though. I should do that.
I feel like that's been the same with a lot of people. I think there's just like life, because COVID's like the restrictions are lifting.
Yeah.
And stuff is happening again. So yeah, but that is no problem.
Yep.
We'll definitely find you there. I will also throw out all of your social links in the descriptions below on any of the platforms that you're listening to or watching this right now. Thank you guys. Again, you can find me at Pagan Plays on Twitter and at Pagan_Plays on Twitch and Instagram. That's the show. We did it. Thank you all so much for tuning into this dumpster fire. Dan, I'm very sorry. That's game over, folks. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.